we're looking at finishing Friday night, but now not until next week. Do I have that right?
You're exactly right, Mitch. That was the anticipated date. We were supposed to have 99% of those ballots done by today. Well, election officials came out yesterday and they said that is looking more like early next week. And one of those reasons is because the sheer number of ballots, those early ballots that were dropped off on election day, that is allowed here in the state of Arizona. And that is just one of the factors that's really holding them up when it comes to these counts. 290,000 early in-person ballots were dropped off on election day. That is a record for them here in Maricopa County. Around 350,000 ballots, Mitch, still need to be counted here in Maricopa County. So let's get to those boards. Let's see where we're at this morning. As you mentioned, Katie Hobbs is padding that lead a little bit with Kari Lake, but let's start with the Senate here with incumbent Democratic Senator Mark Kelly still holding on to that lead over challenger Blake Masters on the Republican side, 51 to 46% here. We're looking at a difference of about 115,000 votes separating these two. Mark Kelly gaining a little bit over the last couple of days over Blake Masters. And when we look at the gubernatorial side of things here, again, this one, razor thin margins between Secretary of State Katie Hobbs and former news anchor Kari Lake. Look at that. They're separated by about a percentage point here this morning. Only 27,000 votes separate those two. Katie Hobbs did pad that lead a little bit. Yesterday, she was only ahead by about 13,000 votes, so she is still gaining on Kari Lake here this morning. But election officials say that a record number of early ballots, as I mentioned, really impacted that count here. And what they have to do now is signature verify those 290,000 ballots that came in on election day. So that is going to take time. Now, we are also learning that 70 voting centers had issues with printers. That's actually up from the 60 that were originally reported from election officials. That left about 17,000 ballots impacted that weren't able to go through those tabulator machines that had to be dropped in that box, that door number 3 window. So when it comes to how things are done here in Maricopa County, even the county recorder, Stephen Richer, says that some of these methods and practices that are in place deserve to be looked at once again. Take a listen.
Sometimes it is awkward to be caught between two competing interests. One competing interest in this public policy discussion is the interest in making it as easy to vote as possible, such that you can drop off your early ballot without having to wait in line as late as you want, as late as up until 7 p.m. The other competing interest is, of course, everyone wants results faster, and we share that wish, but we still have to go through those processes that I described earlier.
Okay, so gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake says that one of the first things that she's going to do is change the way elections are run here in Arizona. Meantime, Democratic candidate and current Secretary of State Katie Hobbs, of course, overseeing this election, maintains that the counties administering the election are conducting a free and fair election and that the results will be accurate. Now, when it comes to how many ballots are still out there across the state, I just checked in on the Secretary of State's website. It looks like about 518,000 ballots are still out there outstanding across the state that have to be counted. A lot of those, 114,000 of them, are in the neighboring Pima County, which is another large county here in Arizona. And again, Mitch, we're looking at around 350,000 here in Maricopa County. So it really is still anybody's race at this point.
Well, and Allie, we've seen a lot of questions out there, specifically on Twitter, I'm seeing, about why this is taking so long. Even Senator Marco Rubio in Florida said, hey, Florida's done. What's taking you so long? The answer seems to be state statute. Can you enlighten us at all about what it is about Arizona voting law that would cause this to take a longer period of time?
Yeah, you're exactly right. There are laws here in Arizona that really dictate when ballots can be counted, when they can be picked up, and things like that. When you look at Florida, Florida allowed for early ballots the week before. They didn't allow it the day of, like what Arizona did. And so when you get 290,000 ballots the day of from those early election voters, that really puts a wrench into the system. They really didn't anticipate that. That's more than 100,000 more than what they saw in the 2020 election. So they didn't anticipate that number to be quite as large. But again, you have state laws here in Arizona that prohibit them from doing certain things with ballots differently than what they're doing in different states. So that is why they kind of have a holdup here, Mitch. They have laws and rules in place that need to be obviously dealt with. But like I said, the county recorder says that some of those things need to be looked at again. And even Carrie Lake saying that they would reform the way elections are held here in Arizona. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But the current Secretary of State, again, maintaining that the elections right now are moving exactly the way they're supposed to.
All right, that's Allie Bradley. She's tracking Arizona for us, and those races there, the governor's race, the Senate race, they are all important. Allie, thank you for that. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.